and girls. We're on lesson 101, rounding mixed numbers. Your objective for today is to round mixed numbers to the nearest whole. Use rounding to estimate the solution to a problem. So you should be able to do these two things by the end of this lesson. Here's your math joke. A teacher says, "Now class, whatever I ask, I want you to answer all at once. How much is 6 plus 4? And the class answers at once. Right. Here's your new concept. All right, say we have a mixed number, 7 3/4. Okay? And what we want to do is we want to round 7 3/4 to the closest number. And so what you're going to do is we know that 7 3/4 is somewhere in between these two lines. Okay? This is not totally to scale, but if this is 7.5, we know that 3/4 is larger than 1/2. So 7 3/4 is somewhere on this side. Okay, so excuse me. So 7 3/4 can be rounded closer to 8 because it is larger than 1/2. Anything in the middle and larger goes to the larger number. Okay. So here's our example. JD had 6 2/5 yards of rope. Estimate the length of rope he had by rounding 6 2/5 to the nearest whole number. So I know that 2/5 is smaller than 1/2. Okay, so mixed number 2/5 is between 6 and 7. We need to decide whether 6 is nearer to 6 or 7. The number 6.5 is halfway between 6 and 7. The number 6 2/5 is less than 1/2 because the numerator 2 is less than half of the denominator, and so we round down to 6. All right, so you look here. If your numerator is less than half of the denominator, then you know that you're going to round down. All right. So we're going to estimate the area of this rectangle. Kylie estimated the area of the rectangle as 45 square inches. And did Kylie make a reasonable estimate? And so what you're going to do is you're going to test this out. The area, remember, is length times width. And since 7 is greater than 8, we're going to round this to 9. Okay? And then since 1 is less than half of 4, then we're going to round down to 5. So 9 times 5 is 45 square inches. So this would be a reasonable estimate because when you times 9 times 5, equals 45. Yes, this estimate is reasonable. Now we're going to estimate the perimeter of a rectangular picture frame that is 15 1/8 inch long and 10 3 inches wide. So what we're going to do is we're going to round. Okay. To find the perimeter, you do double length and then double width and add them together, and that's what we have here from our equation. Perimeter equals 2 lengths and 2 widths. Okay, so 15 1/8 rounds to 15. So 15 plus 15 equals 30. And then we round 2 3/4 inches to 11. 11 plus 11 is 22. So we add 30 plus 22, that equals 52 inches. All right, so the perimeter of the frame is about 52 inches. Now here's your lesson practice. We're going to round each number to the nearest whole. Remember, the best way to do that is to look at the denominator and the numerator. If the numerator is more than half of the denominator, then you round up. If it's less, you round down. So this case, you would round up. This case, you would round down, and that 7 would become a 7 8 1/8 would become a 7, and that 3 would become a 4. All right. And then for letter I, you're going to use example number 2 to figure out what letter I is. Okay, and that's 8 7/8, which would be 9, and then 5 1/4 would round to 5. Just a little helping you out, because I don't think you have this rectangle on your sheet, so you might need to use this sheet. You might need to use this video to figure out your answer for letter I. All right. There's no vocab tonight, but so for your vocab, I want you to write earthquake. on your vocab. All right. Have a great night, and I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow.